Hi, my name is Chris Chang. I'm the Director of Exercise Science and Programming here at Ergata. And today we're going to go through a little walkthrough of our new game, Echo. So Echo is a single player rhythm game that's going to teach you how to be more efficient with your rowing cadence and SPM. So this is going to be set up as an interval workout where SPM is the target, and we'll get into a little bit more details about what that actually means before we jump into the game itself. So as an example, if you take 20 strokes over the course of 1 minute, that means each of those strokes is going to be 3 seconds long, right? So that's fairly straightforward, and a lot of people get that they'll have to do more strokes in 1 minute or less strokes in 1 minute to raise or lower their SPM. But one thing that's a little bit less known is what we call ratio. So that's looking at taking the stroke and dividing it into two pieces. So one of those pieces is called the drive. That's where we're going to drive through the feet and the foot plate all the way until the handle reaches the chest. So the second phase is going to be the recovery. That's where we reach the arms forward, into the hips, and return to the catch. So those two combined make up a single stroke. So ratio, we want to keep around a 2-to-1 ratio between the recovery going forwards and the drive coming back. So that means for that 20 SPM example, we're going to look at a 1 second drive and a 2 second recovery. So when you're going through this, we don't want any long pauses, especially here at the catch. It's going to end up being 1 second smooth back and then 2 seconds nice and slow forwards. So we're going to take that and move into the workout with it. So on the home screen, you're going to see the intervals card. We're going to tap interval workouts. Then we're going to tap on Echo. And you'll see this library of workouts here. For my example, I'm going to go down to the 14-minute leg builders. And you'll see each of these steps on the graph is going to correspond to a different SPM range. And my heart rate monitor is connected. We're going to start the workout. And since I'm walking you through this, we're going to skip the tutorial going right to the workout. So you're going to see a 10-second countdown into the game itself. The target SPM here is 20 strokes per minute to start. So what you're looking for is each of these bars coming down the track is going to cross this scanner. And your goal is to pull the handle with the right timing such that the block is right in the middle of the scanner. So in order to do this, you're going to have to try to maintain that ratio and that stroke rate. So you might notice that we're getting some flashes on screen that say either great, good, or perfect. So that's going to be based on where the scanner or where the bar is within the scanner. So if the bar is right in the very center of the scanner, that's going to show up as perfect. And if the bar is right at the very beginning or end of the scanner, you're going to see good. And then great is somewhere in the middle. So basically this is based on how close to the center of the scanner is the bar. So just try to get your blocks collected when they're right over the very center of the scanner. Another thing you're going to notice is these transitions. You're going to have 5 seconds to transition from one cadence to another. And during that transition period, you're not going to be missing blocks. So as you go, you're going to build up what we call a streak. So you'll see that on the left at 36 now. And if your streak gets long enough, you're going to get a streak multiplier, which you see on the right. I'm currently at a 4 times multiplier, making my points worth more. And you'll see that the perfect, good, and great also affect how many points I get. And once I get this streak high enough, this 4x multiplier is going to change to 8x. So we're speeding up the pace a little bit here. I'm still trying to keep that same 2-to-1 ratio of a quick drive and a slow recovery. But as the stroke rate increases, you're going to have to speed both of those up a little bit. And your goal is to keep your strokes nice and long throughout. And one tip is when you're speeding up to a faster SPM, as soon as that transition happens, you can actually speed up by taking a partial stroke. And you'll see I got to that 8 times multiplier, so now all my points are worth more. So now that we're speeding up, I'm going to take what we call a 3/4 stroke. So this is only during the acceleration phase, just to get prepped. So now I'm going to go back to taking full strokes. But that 3/4 stroke is just not going quite all the way forwards, and that allows me to speed up. So you'll see now that I've lost my rhythm, I'm getting a couple misses here. So my multiplier reset, my streak counter reset, and I'm gonna have to build those back up again. So your goal is to get as many points as possible. That's gonna be done between the streaks, the multiplier, and the good versus perfect. So now that I'm going up in speed, I'm gonna do a couple of those 3/4 strokes. Okay, and if you want to slow down, just pause the chest and go. That'll help you reset back to that slower cadence. All right, we're speeding up to 32 SPM. So fast drive, slow recovery. And so the fast SPMs, like 32, are good for pushing yourself cardiovascularly, whether that's a HIIT workout or a race. but you'll see they're not that sustainable. The fast paces like this are a lot more taxing. So typically, you only hold these for a short period of time. Now that we're slowing down, I'm going to pause the chest a little bit. That'll help me apply the brakes and get settled for a slower SPM range, which now they're at 20. So notice everything's a little slower. So these slow SPM ranges are good for recovery, or you can make them power workouts by pushing hard through the legs and trying to produce as much force on each stroke as you can. So at the end of the workout, you'll be able to see all of your stats between how accurate you were, what percentage were good, great, perfect, your streaks, your scores. And we can see your wrap-up stats. And that's it for Echo. So give it a try. Let us know how you feel about it, and if any of these tutorials were helpful.